Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today, Faithful Acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from Randy's Artisinal. It is the Mustache on Fire. Hot, spicy, crisp dill spears. Right. What do we got? Cucumbers, water, white vinegar, garlic salt, jalapeno pepper, habanero pepper, spices, and fresh dill. And of course, there it is. A habanero floating around in there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to that, actually. But, take a look-see here. There they are. Let's actually pluck one of those out. Let's start with this one right here. See, it's well, it's supposed to be crisp. Maybe we'll choose one that has a little bit more heft to it. This one has got a lot less flop to it. You can see it's got a sort of pale coloration. Clearly there's no additional colors or anything on that to make it more vibrant. This actually looks kind of like the home canned pickles that my dear old mom and my grandma used to do years and years ago now. Flavor-wise, it's not hugely off from that. They like to use alum a lot more. There's way more pucker. Not really a lot of heat here. Honestly, there's not really a lot of flavor here either. These don't strike me as vibrantly pickle flavor, if you will, as certainly a lot of other pickles I've had over time. They're not bad. They're really muted. There's just not a whole ton of flavor there. So, rather than, usually I would have put this in something like an egg salad. And, of course, we all know that eggs have been $1 bazillion for a while now. And, of course, I'm filming this in 2025. Where there's still $1 bazillion. So I'm going to make a sandwich. So what I've got here is a wheat bolillo roll. And I've got a little bit of helper here. We've got, this is the Captain Mowatt's Shark Bite Mustard. I don't know if the review for this is up by now. If not, keep your eyes peeled. It will be shortly. And we got a little bit of mayo. No mayo for that. And we've got a couple different meats. So we got some deli meats here. This is pastrami. This is corned beef. So we're going to make, there's a Jewish deli not too far from me. They get their stuff from Carnegie in New York. And this is what they call a combination. Although it's served on rye, obviously, there. And it doesn't come with the mayo. I think we need a touch more of that on there. or mustard. You can get it with mustard though, which is usually how I do, because I don't like Reuben dressing particularly, which is what it comes with, and coleslaw, which I don't love on sandwiches. Okay, so we're gonna have, well, half is gonna be pastrami. In fact, the half that's pastrami is gonna go with the mustard. Oh man, that was good. This is Stone Ridge Farms. Huh. Pastrami, and it is spectacular. Wow. Super good. So it's, I got it at the deli at the grocery store, and it is not inexpensive. But man, I'll tell you what, it is probably worth it, because I'll have this sandwich. I still got another good 2 more sandwiches easy out of that. So 6 sandwiches, and it cost me about 24 bucks. Well, sorry, 3 sandwiches, it cost me about 24 bucks. So I guess that's what, about 8 bucks a sandwich, give or take. But man, it's heavenly. Okay, corned beef is also good. Not as good as pastrami, but almost. They call this the combo, I think, at that deli I was saying. That's not too far from me, the Jewish deli. And they do a super nice job there too. So that's what theirs is. It's half corned beef, half pastrami, and I can't ever bring myself not to get that when I go there. All right, I'm just gonna clean all the juices off this plate so I don't sog out my bun. Oh, delicately move it over. Okay. And we want this plate free for a couple pickles here. Let's see, how about, you look good. I'll take you two. Nope, that's not gonna work. How about this one? So usually those come with pickle spears on the side. I'm gonna put these in the sandwich. So I'm gonna get some of the liquid out of here so I don't get it too soggy. We're just gonna cut up, maybe I should do it on this side. Cut up the spears here. I might have to add a third. Let's see. I think that'll be pretty close. Okay, let's put this over here. Okay, so corned beef and pastrami with pickles in the center. A little bit of mustard, a little bit of mayo. A whole lot of heaven. Now, admittedly, it would be better on rye. Very moderate heat with these pickles. Man, that is... Part of the reason I decided to get these 2 meats, in addition to recreating that sandwich that I love so much, was was I wanted to use up some spare bottles of sauce I have in there. Oh man. This meat is too good to do that with. My Belia bun is not holding up to the stress here, particularly. The side you can see looks good. The side I can see looks like demolition. The pickles are adding a nice bit of crunch. And they're really not jumping on the flavor too much. As might be expected, I guess. Oh. I don't remember where I found these. I saw them on the shelf somewhere, and I can't remember if I was looking for olives or what I was after. I'm assuming it was somewhere expensive because they're mustache. It's artisanal. I mean, they're honestly they're okay-ish. They're not much more than that. I might try to fish that habanero out of there after this. There are some garlic cloves, I think, in there as well. I like pickled garlic. We're just not. There's just not a whole density of flavor here. I mean, you can see there's a lot of spices. If you look at the bottom of the jar, it's odd to me. They do remind me of some of those home canned pickles, though. Which I like those, provided that those tend to get pretty salty. These don't have that problem. They're not sweet. They're not bread and butter. None of that. They're just a pretty straightforward pickle. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing here that dill's the last ingredient. Maybe that's it. Maybe it should move more forward. I don't know. I am not adept enough in the art of putting up pickles and canning and stuff to be able to make that determination. I mean, I made refrigerator pickles a few times. I don't do that a lot though, because I usually tend to. I would rather have the pickles be or the cucumbers just be fresh. That's kind of interesting. I mean, they were obviously meant to keep over the winter by pickling them. But it so dynamically changed the flavor, it just essentially became its own food. That's vinegar for you. Well, I don't mind telling you that was a little bit of heaven. Super, super good. In the sandwich. So when I was eating the meats by itself, the pastrami I liked a lot better. In the sandwich, I think the corned beef was actually the better of the two, surprisingly. I just never can tell. They were both super good. So I think it's Stone Ridge Farms, I want to say. If you see their stuff, it's yeah, get you some of that. It's good. All right, where's that habanero? That's a garlic. That's another garlic. We'll be getting to them in due time. Aha! There it is. Here it is. One habanero. Oh, it's an orange one too. What I like about that is it's pulled out a lot of the habanero afternotes that I tend not to like. So that, just the habanero by itself, I'm giving it, I would give a default 1. And that's actually what I'm giving these pickles. Let's just try garlic. We tried everything else. Try garlic too. Garlic. So the thing with the most flavor, interestingly, was definitely the habanero, and that really has been the only heat I've gotten out of this. I don't know if I can even give the pickles a default 1. Let's have one more. Well, that's not fair because I just had the habanero. The garlic itself didn't have a lot of flavor either. I'm really baffled by this. When were these made? For maximum crisp 2 days before opening. Well, I didn't do that. These are at room temperature. There's no bottling date on this. Oh wait, here it is. So they're saying best by September. I don't see a bottling date though, or at least not that I can tell. But I've had pickles that have sat for a couple of years that are canned. Let me. Little the old palate cleanser. All right, we'll have one more. See if we can get any heat out of it. I don't see any jalapenos in here. Yeah, it just... massive flavor with a killer afterburn. Are they best served cold? Honestly, yeah. I mean, I think pickles are. Like I said, these are mostly at room temperature. I don't know that's going to change the flavor dynamic that much. I've had a lot of pickles in my time. A lot of pickled garlic. A lot of pickled... well, not many pickled peppers, like habaneros and stuff. But I have had a number of those as well. Yeah, I'm just kind of disappointed by this. The flavor is, like I said, very, very muted. Very little heat to this. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be charitable. I'll give it a default 1 for heat. I don't know that's really earned that, but I'm feeling giving today. As far as flavor, though, I am not enjoying. I don't think these are that good. You know, I've eaten probably half the jar here just in this video. You saw me open it on camera. So, definitely I'm going to keep my eye out because I know that there's ghost pepper pickles out there. I've had both of the Mikey V's. And the Reaper pickles the Triple X are by far the hottest pickle I've had running away. But these are kind of a thing where I have seen some online, but they're expensive and sometimes have to order 2 bottles of them. So, you know, I try to get as much coverage as I can. I try to make the series as well rounded as possible, but some things are just very difficult to do that with. So I am going to look for more of these when I go on vacation this summer. So I'm going to kind of keep my eye out for more of the pickles. Summertime pickles, I think, are, you know, I mean, it's a fun thing to have. And, you know, as chili heads, we're always after whatever food we can find that's got some punch to it. This doesn't really live up to it. And honestly, from a foodie perspective, these would be towards the bottom probably of every pickle I've tried in my life. So, yeah, definitely these massively underwhelming, I guess, is where I'll leave it. So, anyway, that was the Randy's Artisinal Mustache on Fire Pickles. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.